All right, let's jump right in. There is this huge, fundamental shift happening in how we think about education and work. We're moving away from a world that valued what you could remember to a world that values what you can actually do. And you know what? It's changing everything.
Oh man, this one hits home, doesn't it? I mean, who doesn't have a vivid memory of this? Sitting at a little desk, you're sweating a timed math test, or staring down a massive multiple-choice exam, just trying to recall some random fact you crammed the night before. This quote it takes you right back.
And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Does being good at that kind of memory game actually prepare you for the real world? A world that demands creativity, collaboration, and solving problems that, don't have a neat little bubble next to the right answer. Well, all the evidence is pointing to a hard no. We need a new approach.
So to really get this, let's first break down what we're moving away from. We'll just call it the old school test.
This right here lays it out so clearly. The old way was all about being a human hard drive, right? How much information can you store in your brain? But the new way, it's all about application. It's not what you know, it's what you can do with what you know. It's a total shift from being a passive container of facts to an active problem solver.
Okay, so if we're all about skills now, how in the world do you measure them? This is where a totally new way of thinking about assessment comes into play.
The answer is this thing called Competency-Based Assessment, or CBA. Now, this is not about filling in bubbles. It's about giving people authentic, messy, real-world challenges and just seeing what they do. The whole goal is to see if they can actually think critically and build something new, not just spit back a definition they memorized.
And what's cool is that this isn't a one-and-done test. It's a cycle, a loop. It starts with you figuring out where your skills are at. Then you get your hands dirty with a real project. And then, this is the most important part, you get feedback and work on improving. It turns learning into an active, ongoing process, not just a one-time event.
So that all sounds great in theory, but what does it actually look like in practice? Let's look at a case study, because one of the most powerful ways this is being used is through these short, focused learning modules.
This study out of Kazakhstan is a perfect example. Researchers took 100 master's students and had them go through these short, intense programs they called micro-credentials. And each one was laser-focused on a single practical skill that teachers need, like using game-based learning or becoming a better mediator in the classroom.
And wow, just look at the results. The jump is incredible. Before the program, the average score on being able to use interactive teaching methods was around 3.36. After this short program, it shot all the way up to 4.40. This isn't just a tiny little bump, it's a huge leap in a real-world skill, and it happened fast.
The researchers themselves said it best. They found statistically significant gains with large effect sizes. Now, that's just academic speak for, holy cow, this stuff really, really works. It's hard data telling us that when you focus on teaching and testing real skills, you get real, measurable growth.
So why is this all happening with so much urgency right now? Why the big push? Well, a huge driver behind this whole shift, as you probably guessed, is AI.
An IBM study put a number on this, and it is absolutely staggering. Executives believe that 40% of the global workforce is going to need to reskill in the next 3 years. Let that sink in for a second. 40% in 3 years.
And if you translate that percentage into actual people, you're looking at 1.4 billion individuals around the globe. That's how many people might need to learn new skills just to stay relevant in their jobs. The scale of this is like nothing we've ever seen before. But here's the crucial twist in the story. This isn't about people being replaced. It's about people being augmented. The vast majority of business leaders, we're talking 87%, see AI as a tool that's going to enhance what we do, not eliminate us. Which means the most valuable skill you can have is knowing how to work with these new tools.
All right, so let's pull all these threads together. What does this actually mean for us, for our careers, for how we need to think about learning going forward?
Okay, so what's the bottom line? First, the game has changed. What matters now is what you can do, not what you can memorize. Second, things like CBA and micro-credentials aren't just buzzwords. They're the actual tools we can use to get there. And finally, AI is basically pouring gasoline on this fire. It's making continuous skills development the new normal for everyone.
And that leaves us with one final, very personal question to think about. In a world where AI is taking over the routine stuff, our ability to learn and apply new human skills is our ultimate advantage. So, what's next on your list? What's the one skill you need to build next?